Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into something that's reshaping how businesses operate right here in Turku. We're talking about AI chatbots and automation, and specifically, how local businesses are actually implementing this stuff successfully. Sam, you've been digging into the Turku market. What's the big story here?
Thanks, Alex. The story is pretty compelling. Turku's businesses are at a genuine inflection point. You've got over 200 tech companies in the region. Finland's got the third highest AI adoption in Europe. And yet a lot of local SMEs are still running customer service the old-fashioned way. The economic pressure is real. Finnish salaries for customer service reps have jumped 18% since 2020, pushing a lot of businesses to look seriously at automation for the first time.
18% in 5 years? That's no joke. So we're not talking about some distant future scenario. This is happening now because the math forces it. What kind of cost reductions are these Turku businesses actually seeing when they move to AI?
We're seeing benchmarks in the 70–90% range for operational costs, and that's not just cutting corners. These are EU AI Act compliant implementations paired with what's called agentic systems. That's the key differentiator. You're not just replacing people with dumb chatbots, you're deploying intelligent agents that can reason, access your business data, and handle complex scenarios that old-school chatbots would completely choke on.
Okay, so there's old chatbots and new chatbots. Help our listeners understand the actual difference, because I think a lot of people still think of chatbots as those frustrating decision tree things that just ask, press 1 for sales, press 2 for support.
Exactly. Those old decision trees are dead weight now. Modern agentic systems use large language models, LLMs, combined with something called RAG, Retrieval, Augmented Generation. Basically, your chatbot isn't just pattern matching anymore. It's actually pulling real data from your business systems in real time. So a Turku retailer's AI system can check actual inventory, apply local regulations, including EU AI Act requirements, and give you an accurate answer about product availability and finish. The hallucination rate drops by 85% compared to traditional approaches.
Hallucination. That's when the AI just makes stuff up, right? That's been the big fear with these systems. So RAG is the technology that stops that?
RAG is absolutely critical, yes. It grounds the AI in your actual data instead of letting it drift into fantasy. There's a Turku company called Kipina that's built their whole practice around RAG architecture, and their frameworks are showing 92% improvements in answer relevance. For a local business, that difference between hallucinating and being accurate is the difference between a helpful tool and a liability.
Now, we have to talk about compliance because Finland doesn't mess around with regulation, and the EU AI Act is real. Are Turku businesses struggling with that? Or is it becoming a competitive advantage?
It's becoming a competitive advantage, actually, but only if you build it in from day one. The businesses getting this right are the ones treating EU AI Act compliance as a feature, not a burden. They're documenting their AI decisions, they're transparent about when the system is automated versus when a human jumps in, and they're auditing continuously. Turku companies have access to incredible local expertise on this. University research, firms like Kipina pushing best practices. The businesses that move first get ahead of the curve.
So if I'm running a small manufacturing business in Turku right now and I'm on the fence about this, what's the actual first step? Should I be piloting a chatbot? Or is there a smarter way to think about implementation?
Start by mapping your customer service pain points. What questions are eating up human time? Then evaluate whether RAG integration makes sense. If you've got product data, technical specs, pricing, inventory, anything that lives in your systems, RAG is worth exploring immediately. A pilot program targeting one use case, maybe FAQ automation or order status tracking, can show ROI in weeks, not months. And be intentional about the compliance piece from day one, even in a pilot. It's cheaper to build it right than retrofit it.
Is there a difference between how larger companies in Turku are approaching this versus SMEs? I imagine the resource constraints are pretty different.
They're radically different. Larger enterprises can afford bespoke implementations. They might have dedicated AI teams. But SMEs have a real advantage here. They're smaller, more agile, less legacy baggage. They can move faster, iterate quickly, and they often have closer relationships with customers, so the feedback loop is tighter. The trap is thinking you need massive infrastructure. You don't. A focused RAG implementation on top of an LLM can run efficiently and cost-effectively for any business size.
What about the employee side? I imagine there are concerns about job displacement when you deploy these systems.
That's the right question to ask. The honest answer is, some roles do change or reduce, but the businesses doing this well aren't firing people, they're redeploying them. Your customer service team shifts from answering repetitive questions to handling complex escalations, building relationships, solving genuinely hard problems. The AI handles volume and routine tasks, humans handle nuance and judgment. And the AI tool keeps them from burning out on the same questions every day. It's a restructuring, not a bloodbath.
Turku's got this interesting position as a genuine AI innovation hub. How much is that local ecosystem actually helping businesses get this right versus, say, a company in a random other city trying to do the same thing?
It's a massive advantage, honestly. You've got 86+ AI-focused companies, university research actively producing frameworks that are immediately applicable, and firms like Talent Adore proving that AI-driven solutions work in Finnish market conditions. There's local knowledge about regulations, local understanding of customer behavior, local talent that speaks the language, literally and metaphorically. A Turku business trying to implement agentic systems has access to production-ready expertise, not theoretical papers. That proximity matters.
If a business is going to start experimenting with this in 2026, what's one thing you'd tell them to avoid? What's the biggest mistake you're seeing?
Don't buy off-the-shelf generic chatbots and expect them to work for your business. Those systems don't know your products, your regulations, your customers, your language nuances. Invest in RAG integration from the start. That's where the magic happens, when your AI system knows your actual business. Also, don't skip the compliance thinking because you're small. EU AI Act requirements don't care about company size. Get ahead of it and it becomes a moat.
Sam, this has been really clarifying. For listeners who want to dig deeper into the specifics, case studies from Turku companies, technical implementation details, compliance checklists, where can they find that?
The full article is on AetherLink.ai. We've got detailed breakdowns of RAG architecture, real cost reduction numbers from actual implementations, compliance frameworks, and a step-by-step guide for SMEs. It's written with Turku's market specifically in mind, so if you're in the region or operating in a similar context, it's directly applicable.
Perfect. That's etherlink.ai. Sam, thanks for breaking this down. And to our listeners, if you're running a business in Turku or anywhere else facing these same labor cost pressures and customer service demands, this conversation should have signaled that the technology is here, the expertise is available, and the economics are pushing you toward action. Thanks for listening to EtherLink AI Insights.
Thanks, Alex. And one last thing to listeners. Don't wait for perfection. Start small, measure what matters, iterate fast. The businesses winning in 2026 are the ones moving now.